Today I'm working on a 2-page layout for our Disney album. I've selected a chipboard title. Who has a bag full of chipboard letters like this? I'm trying to use them up, but I don't use them nearly as much as I should. Welcome back to Emilee's Paper Caper, where you'll find inspiration to scrap your stash and get some pages done. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to join the fun. I'm always sharing ideas to scrap your stash. The photos for this layout were taken at Chef Mickey's. We met a number of characters, including Goofy, and Goofy is the subject of this page. I've selected photo mats, and I want to use up a basket of photo mats this year. This is part of my 2020 New Year's resolutions. Here's a look at the basket. It is chock full of photo mats and other embellishments. I'm going to start off by getting these photos matted, and I want to try to save time picking up my ATG gun. So what I'm going to do is turn all the photos over and get adhesive on them in one swoop, so I don't have to pick up my ATG gun 5 times. I only have to pick it up once. Lately I have been trying to do this, and it actually prevents me from having to pick up this gun multiple times, and it also makes things go a little faster. Later in this video I'll show you how I do this with another stage of assembling this layout. You may have noticed that one of the 4x6 photos I cropped down to a 4x4. I did that off camera, and sometimes if there is a lot of dead space or things in a background that really you don't want to see or distract from the photo, I will crop a photo, and that's what I did in this case. I chose some bright background paper. It's mainly red with a little bit of a pattern in it. And I decided to keep this page pretty simple. I'm going to embellish the background by creating 3.5-inch squares cut from this cute striped paper. And then I'm going to mount those 3.5-inch squares on 3 3/4-inch squares out of the gray paper. I'm doing quite a bit of the cutting off camera. I just want to show you enough of that process to get a feel for it. I think it's boring to watch somebody cut all the paper. Once I get all of the paper cut into squares, I can mount them, and I'm going to kind of do this in one fell swoop. So instead of picking up that ATG gun 9 times, I'm just going to pick it up once. This does help the layout go together a little quicker. I'm not always in a hurry when I scrapbook, but I do like to save a little bit of time. I don't want to spend all day on a layout. How about you? Do you like to stretch things out and take your time, maybe spending hours and hours on a layout, or do you like to get it done? I'm a get it done kind of gal most of the time. Every once in a while I will spend more time on a layout and just enjoy the process. I actually always enjoy the process, but I just enjoy it more if it goes a little faster most of the time. Arranging the photos is a little tricky. I want to get a nice balance and also tell the story of these photos. I decided to trim the 6th photo into a 4x4 as well. This will kind of help balance the 2 pages. There'll be a 4x4 photo on each page and 2 4x6 photos on each page. The arrangements of the photos here is almost what I end up with. I do continue to move things around, and you'll see by the end that the arrangement changes slightly. But generally I have the title on the left-hand page and then the photos kind of evenly distributed. I like elements of the page to overlap just a bit, and so I let some of these chipboard letters go on top of photos, and some edges of photos will overlap just a bit. I try not to cover up anything important in a photo, but if it's not an important element, I feel like elements touching each other kind of helps the flow of the page. Off camera, I've adhered those squares to the background, and now I'm going in with the photos. I've already placed adhesive on the back of them, so now it's a matter of finding that perfect placement. That 4x4 photo on the left-hand page, I've decided to kind of let a little bit of it hang off the edge, and I'll go in and trim that off later. I'll go in with liquid adhesive to adhere the chipboard letters. I'm going to turn them all over, but mainly put them in place so that once that adhesive is on, I can just turn the letters over and get them adhered to the background. Goofy's chef uniform has some bright buttons on it. I've decided to dig into my box of embellishments that I'm trying to use up this year and select some bright buttons to help embellish this page. I'm going to start using the liquid adhesive here in a second and get these chipboard letters down and then the buttons down. I would love to hear about what liquid adhesive you like to use. I have quite a bit of different adhesives I've tried, and I'm kind of between adhesives right now. I'm trying to use up a number of liquid adhesives that I have, and to be honest, I don't absolutely love any of them. I'm still looking for a type of a liquid adhesive that I just really love, and I haven't found it yet. So if you have recommendations, please tell me about it in the comments. I also pulled some photo corners from that embellishment box. I am a fan of photo corners. I think they make a page look nice, and I do have quite a stash of them, so I try to dig in and use those every now and again. This was a good opportunity to use some of those up. The lined paper on these 3.5-inch squares is a perfect place for journaling, and I'd encourage you to journal on your pages. Sometimes it is easy to skip the journaling, and be sure to tell your story. In the case of these photos, my husband started taking photos of Goofy on his camera, kind of a selfie in the selfie mode, and he took several before Goofy actually noticed him doing it, and then he posed, and these pictures are really cute. I wanted to add one final thing to this page. I felt it needed a camera. There was a little bit of dead space in that lower right hand corner, and so I dug in and I found a camera die cut and also a couple of starbursts. One of them says sweet, and the other says dude, and I thought that that was just fun and really topped off this page. I'll leave you with some close-ups, and until next time, keep on scrapping, everybody. Thanks for watching.